YouTube is full of myths that are being told as lessons just because they worked once for one of the top creators. In this video, I'm gonna dispel 3 myths that are hurting the creators as they venture out to build a long-lasting creative brand. Don't reinvest everything you make into the next video. This lesson became popular thanks to Jimmy.
You invest so much money into the show.
Money I make. I don't. Why do I need money?
Investing everything into a single video is similar to betting all your money on one number on the roulette table. You have low chances to succeed. This myth is incorrect because if you want to build a sustainable creative brand, you need to establish a stable flow where the survival of your brand does not depend on the success of a single video. I've seen too many creators betting large on a single video only for it to flop. You have to take a long-term perspective on your business. Each content piece that you create is a brick that you lay into the foundation to augment the value that you offer to your viewers. And that's where you need to invest your time and efforts. Invest money into better equipment, better information, anything that expands or augments the value that your viewer receives from watching your content. Notice that I'm not saying buy cameras, rent a studio. Your viewers seek value beyond pretty visuals. For example, better experiments and tools for those experiments if your viewer comes to you to learn science, more materials if they learn some crafts, or better information if they're there to be informed. Invest everything, not into the next video, but in increasing the value that your viewer receives per each video you produce long term. This is how you build a long-lasting, resilient creative business. Don't hire quickly. Hiring works best when you have a well-defined slot for the new team member to fit in. Not knowing what the role would entail or not planning for what you want to extract from the new hire will create a frustrating experience for you both. I recognize that the idea of help is exciting, but creating a team around you turns you into a manager. That disperses your attention, leaves less time for you to work on the creative object, and puts more pressure on you to sustain the revenue. Instead, focus on figuring out what direction you will want to take long term. Where do you want your business to be 10 years from now? Then decide on what roles you'd want to outsource to others per this framework. And then ensure you have the revenue to support those hires and some money in the war chest in case you have some hiccups in the revenue. And only then you're ready to expand. The only exclusion are friends and family who partner with you on this journey to build a creative brand but don't require you to continuously pay them cash. That kind of help can be useful, but you still have to ensure you let them know what kind of value you want to extract from their contributions, and definitely discuss how would you reward them down the line once your brand actually sees more success. You do not want to arrive at that point unprepared. Have the tough conversations right now, especially if they're concerning money. Don't monetize too early. As you grow your presence on the platform of your choice, temptations will start knocking on your door. Random microphone, video accessories, and service companies wanting to partner with you for an exposure. After not making a single dollar for a long time, you'll be tempted to say yes to all of them. Don't! You're building a creator brand that will hopefully be here 10 years from now. It's a long process that requires dedication to a small number of priorities. At the top of that list is the value you provide to your viewer. Those random sponsors asking you to include them in the video 9 times out of 10 will either have nothing to do with the value you provide, or in the worst case, would offer an inferior product that your viewer should not purchase in the first place. You making a quick buck right now might ruin the value your viewer receives and ruin the trust that you worked so hard to establish. I've compared before the relationship with your viewer to a piggy bank. Every piece of content you create adds the value to that piggy bank. And every time you ask your viewer for something, you draw that value out of the piggy bank. If you draw it down for a wrong brand partner, you will waste all that goodwill you've created on a one-time sponsorship. I know, it can be very hard to say no to those opportunities, especially when nothing came through your door for years. But eyes here, you have to be selfish about that value that you accumulated from all that great work that you've done for your viewers. Do you really want to waste all of that goodwill on some cheap microphone that's gonna break 2 weeks later? Trust me, I learned that lesson my own way. We're here to build a sustainable, long-lasting creator business, and that sustainability requires the foundation made out of those solid bricks of the content and the work that you've created. Making those sloppy decisions, just pouring stuff on top of each other, just throwing some things in it to see what works, essentially creates the kind of foundation that will just crumble under the lightest pressure. You want that solidity to what you're building. So stay focused, stay locked in, continue to provide value to your viewers. Reach out to me if you'd like to talk about some of the challenges that you're facing, and I'll see you next Saturday. Peace.